Welcome to another in-house glitch tournament. One of 60 cards. That's 1 through 11, no ban list. It's JJ Bone here, and maybe Drew will be casting with me on this game. But for this game, we're in round 4, and we have Tink going up against Nico, with Nico on the play. So let's give them a go ahead and let's get started. They've already done their mulligans here, and it looks like Nico has no turn 1 play. Gary on the top here. He does have a turn 1 play, but he does not have ramp, but he can draw into it. Let's see. So Nico inks the strength of a raging fire, passes the turn, and Gary draws a Mulan. Mulan can still help him draw a ramp. Inks a Chernobog, plays the Mulan, draws and discards. He drew a Hades and goes ahead and discards his Fen. On to Nico. Nico draws a Percy. Now, what could Nico do here? He does have a couple cards that he can ink. He can ink the Snow White or okay, he decides to ink the Percy. Plays a Grandmother Willow, pass the turn to set up for next turn. Gary draws the Bodyguard, McCorn. All right, turn to play from the yesteryear, Madam Mim bouncing the 1-drop. So you can have a 3/3 on board. Pass the turn. Nico draws his own Hades. So Hades, he does ink the Rhino and plays the Piglet this turn. And then plays the arrow with the -1 from the Grandmother Willow for the Piglet. Pretty good turn. Gary draws a Tipo. 1 turn too late, but still ramp. Inks the Hades this turn. Plays the Tipo. And what are you inking here? Decides to play the Mulan. Discards how far I'll go. Quests with the Madam M. Passes the turn. There is a Bodyguard. So what is Nico going to do here? He can ink the Snow White and play the Bodyguard, or he can just ink the Bodyguard and play the Snow White. Oh, sorry. Oh, I keep forgetting about the Grandmother Willow. Decides not to ink. Goes ahead and plays Elsa to take out the Grandmother Willow. Quest with the Madam M and pass the turn. Or are you gonna quest with the Tipo? Like Gary's favorite word. In Gary's favorite words, who cares? Quest with the Tipo. So Nico does play the Hercules full value this time without the Grandmother Willow. Plays it exerted.
That's definitely gonna help
Now,
protect
the,
those high lore questers.
and here is Drew. Nice having you back.
Thank you, thank you.
But the problem there is that the Madam Mim can just take it out. And then the Elsa can take out the Piglet. Just want to make sure that we're still here. Sings the Zeus on the Elsa and quests. There you go. That's why he did that. Okay. Gary drawing a vision. Takes out the bodyguard like we discussed. Takes out the Piglet. And plays the Yzma. Pass the turn. Or yeah. Quest with Tipo, because who cares? And pass the turn. Inca Chernobog. Play a Pinocchio. Want to quest with those two. And pass. Not a good time for a 1-jump, but, still ramp. Tipo can sing the 1-jump. And then hard cast the Zeus on the Pinocchio. And that's what he did. Having Gizmo draw 3. Those are 3 really good cards that Gary drew here. He making a Cogsworth, passing the turn. I think Gary's going to be setting up for next turn. Ink a Palace Guard, play a Hades on the Yzma. Now, Gary does have him draw two. Draws two pretty good cards. The Prince and a Merlin Goat. Quest for four. Pass the turn and draws a black heron. So maybe here you're going to play the Tinkerbell and take out the Mr. Arrow, play the black heron. Quest with a Tipo. Passing the turn. There's a library. Drew a library. Now the Tink can cause a lot of damage here. So Nico can play the Prince Exerted, or he opts to play the Merlin Goat, so he can gain a lore. Quest with the Snow White. Yeah, that's smart. And then I think you should just pass because the Snow White can't be challenged. And then you have game on board next turn. And that's what Nico does. Gary drew a Dumbo. Gonna play his blue Sisu to draw three cards to see if there's anything he can draw. Don't think that I don't think no, this is too expensive. And Nico wins game one. Now we have Gary's gonna be on the draw or on the play this time. Let's see if Gary can turn things around here. Gary Moles, he does not get ramp, but he does have a pretty good curve here with a turn one hook to turn two Smee. Decides not to play the hook. Maybe he wants to make that ink. But Nico with a Olaf into a Mickey Mouse, pass the turn. Gary drew a Dumbo. Ink the hook to play the Black Heron, pass the turn. Now, a couple of things here. Nico can maybe ink the book. He can play a Lilo or a Piglet. Decides to ink the cat. Interesting. Okay, inks the cat, plays a Piglet, passes the turn. Now you're going to sing one jump with the Black Heron because, you know, if he wants to run into it, that's good for Gary. And I don't know, would you maybe ink the library here? Play the Smee? Or do you even ink at all? Because all these cards are pretty good. All right, inks the Dumbo. Pass. He wants to have that Elsa for next turn. Draws a David. Bodyguard David. I think here maybe would ink the Woodchuck, play the Prince. Or there's also, you can also play the Lilo as well. Very interesting here. Also ink the David too. Inks the book. You can play the Prince this turn. Then next turn you can play the Genie, or you can play David and Lilo. It is a tough decision here. So he does decide to play the Prince and quest for four. Passing the turn. Inks the Great Stone Dragon here. Hits the Prince again. Elsa, and to take out the Piglet. That's a really good turn. Like Gary here. The Smee does take a damage though. There's no captain in play. Nico drew a Mr. Arrow here. So what's going to happen here? Okay, so he decides to do that. Plays the genie to draw a card. He drew a Smee. Pass the turn. Plays a library. Probably put both into the library. And quest out. Inks the Pluto. Pass the turn. So what can Nico do here? Inks the Smee. Does he play the John Smith here? Or he can play a Lilo and an arrow. Does decide to do a Lilo and the arrow. Pass the turn. Ooh, drew a strength of a raging fire. So I think what Nico can do here is play, or Kenny can do, not Kenny, Gary can do is you play the Tinkerbell, sing strength on the Lilo, and quest with a Black Heron. Pass the turn. Now Nico's in a pretty tough spot here, but he does draw the Hades. He can Hades the Tinkerbell. And I think that might be a draw too, because the Tinkerbell is kind of important. So he does play the Hades, puts the Tinkerbell on the bottom. Okay. Doesn't want Nico to draw. Gary probably thinks that he's not in that commanding of a board position at the moment. What's Nico going to do here? He can quest for 4, put into 8. I mean, he decides to only do the genie. Interesting. That's a really good draw. Really good draw. Cheshire Cat can move damage. Probably wants to move damage from the Elsa into the genie. Take that out. And he's still going to have enough for next turn to deal with the Mr. Arrow. So that Cheshire Cat was a really good draw. Now you can play the John Smith here so that you have to now target the John Smith. And then what is Nico going to do? Or is he going to quest? Quest with the Mr. Arrow and the Hades and pass the turn. Cinderella's not a good draw at this point, but goes ahead and uses the Cheshire Cat's ability to take 2 off of the Elsa into the John Smith, I'm assuming. Let's see what happens here. Does it take back? Yeah, so he wants to banish it first to draw a card. Maybe he'll draw something. Uses the Cheshire Cat now to take out the John Smith. Uses the 2 damage from the Cheshire probably to put it in the Mr. Arrow. That takes it from the Elsa. That makes sense too. Plays the Cindy. Quest with the Elsa. And then I think he can ink the Donald for the Cindy to draw. Oh, maybe he should have just passed. Oh, I guess he wanted to put that. That does make sense, actually. So he's still going to draw anyway. Sven here's pretty good. It opts to take out the Elsa, takes out the Cheshire Cat, draws another card, and he draws a Sven for himself. That is really good. Plays the Sven, takes out the Sven, play the Magic Room. Probably want to put stuff in the library, or do you want to? Yeah, you can also have played the Snake to get the Sven back, but no, this is a better play. You go drawing a Tinkerbell here. You can't cast both, so maybe just yeah. The problem is the Sven. The Sven can just take out whatever he plays. Ooh, that Aurora is a good draw too. Just quest with everything and play the Aurora. Okay, decide to do Madam Mim. They're bouncing or oh, I see what happened here. He decided to bounce this fan and banish the broom so that he can draw a card. He drew a bell. Very good draw. Plays the Aurora. Inks the Merlin Crab. Pass the turn. Or you can move something into the library and pass the turn. Played a princess, so you can ink and draw. Drew a Chen Po. That's a good draw. Nico draws a Goofy here. I think Nico's in a rough position here. Probably you want to just play the Pinocchio here. Decides to hit. Oh, that's right. I forgot what the Goofy did. It it readies damaged characters. Okay. So here it just I mean, yeah, just play the Chen Po, play the Ground Matala, grab your sword or let it go. Does up to keep the grab your sword and put the let it go in the inkwell. Use the Aurora to sing. Takes care of the Tinkerbell and just quest out. I think Gary has this one on lock for game number 2. Yep, Gary wins game number 2. Let's go ahead and go to game number 3. Now, in game number 3, Nico is going to be on the play here. Gary does draw turn 2 ramp. And the turn 4, how far I'll go with his favorite blue Sisu card. So I'm assuming he will want to keep those. Nico does not have a turn 1 play. So may be mulling some of that stuff. Maybe the Pinocchio, the Madame Mim. Oh, he decides to keep the Pinocchio. Okay. But now he does have a turn 1 play. Wow. Gary drew the Cinderella as well. I knew he doesn't like that. He was telling me that he doesn't like the Cinderella in his deck, but it's looking pretty good right now. Getting a turn 2 ramp to a turn 4, turn 3 Cinderella. But let's see what Nico's going to do here. Nico's going to ink the Pinocchio, play the Mickey Mouse, pass the turn. And Gary did get another 4-drop, another good 4-drop here.
Uninkable as well.
Yeah, but I think he's still going to go with the turn 3 Cindy. Right now, Nico has an option here. I think here, I don't know. You may want to ink either the library or the Merlin Crab to play the Mr. Arrow. Oh, decides to do David. Quest for 1, pass. Sail. Probably want to ink that Captain Hook. Oh, now he got the Kita too. He's got options here. Yeah, that's actually the right play. Ink the Finders for Captain Hook. You got to be casting Finders anytime soon. Now with Nico drawing a Calhoun, decides to ink the Mr. Arrow to play the Calhoun and goes ahead and quest for 2 with the bodyguard David and the Mickey Mouse. Here you probably want to that's a good ink the Mulan, play the Scrooge, pass. Maybe turn 5 he'll do the Cindy, or maybe he doesn't care about the Cindy. Inks the Lawrence, plays a Tiana, pass the turn. Now I think with the Tiana in play, Gary might want to play that Hades on the Tiana. That Tiana's really strong. Nico's probably going to have him draw 2 and draws the blue Sisu. Gary's favorite card. Now here, Tiana does decide to sing Friends on the Other Side, draws an Imperial Bro and a Mother Willow. Nico can ink the Imperial Bow if he wanted to, play the Willow, and then play the Dumbo, or decides to go into the library. Puts those in and probably quests. Quest with the David, quest with the Mickey Mouse, and leaves. Do you leave the Calhoun up? And he does, decides to leave the Calhoun up. Now off to Gary's turn. He did draw that Donald Duck flat-footed. I could let him ink when he's played. Gary has a couple options here. He can, so he decides to go ahead and the Scrooge hits, but the Tiana is exerted, so he has to pay 3, so it dies. Nico gets to draw a card, draws an Iago, play the broom for a Lexington. And what do you do here, Gary? Do you want to? He puts 3 damage into 6 damage into the library. Makes sense. Pass the turn, because keep in mind the Tiana doesn't work on location; it only works on characters. Plays the Grandmother Willow and plays a Iago for a discount. Nico can ink if he wants to, but these characters that he has in his hands are pretty strong. If he inks, he can put something else into the library, but I think the library is just done for next turn, so maybe just quest. Decides to ink the Rhino here. Puts the Calhoun in, banishes that to gain 2 lore. Banishes the Captain Hook. Tiana quest for 2. And then Mickey quest for 1. Now the Tiana effect is online, but that remember that does not matter when it comes to locations. Pay the 3 so that the Tiana will be banished. And then from here, ink the Donald Duck. You want maybe play the Queen's Castle, or you can play Gary's favorite card. The Cinderella is not a bad play either. But let's see what Gary decides to do here. Yeah. Tries to take, it does take out the Calhoun. That's important. You want to take that off the board. Decides to play the Cinderella. Wonder what he's going to ink here. Or if he will ink at all. Oh, decides to ink
Looks
his
like he
favorite
favorite
card.
card.
All right, play the Dumbo, play the Lilo. Take out the Lexington. Probably want to draw with the Iago here, using Dumbo's ability. Or take out the Scrooge. That's actually a better play. Quest with the Lilo, or quest with the Grandmother Willow, pass the turn. Ooh, drew into the unknown. So you can sing into the unknown onto the Iago, takes out the Grandmother Willow. Plays the Chen Po here. Do you ink the cat here and play the castle? Or you just play the or just play the cat? Yeah, just play the cat. Maybe you can do the castle next turn. That's a good play. Christopher Robin here. Do you want to ink draw with the Dumbo? Play the Pain. Quest with the Lilo. Guess Nico's thinking about it. But I think at this point you just want to quest with him. You'd be at 15 lore. And Gary is currently at 0. Yeah, Nico's debating whether he should quest or not. All right. Yeah, it is a pretty tough decision here if he's going to quest or not. And he decides not to. Draws a 1 jump, plays the Queen's Castle, and just puts everything in there. Could probably use the Chenpo or the Cinderella to sing one jump. Just quest out. And that's a really good draw. Not gonna lie. Oh, draws Gary and the Black Heron. Uses Dumbo to draw. Plays Gary and just quest out. Gary here can draw 4 cards, so let's see what he can draw here. He drew a second star. What can Gary do here? So he does sing the second star. Let's see. He does have a lot of cards that he can use. First off, you grab your swords, deal 2 damage to everything. Black Heron played Elsa. Is there any way that he can win this? Cat can go into the chief. That's one. I don't think so. Because he can sing strength. I don't think there's a way. Okay, sing strength on Gary. He used the Cheshire to hit the 2 quester. Take that out, but he still has those 2 characters there to quest for game. Yeah, just bring it back and just quest out. And there you go. Nico wins the match 2 games to 1 against our veteran Tinc. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Hope you enjoy the game. So we see you guys and girls next time.